Sometimes you need to add still images to your videos, and if that is the case, it's really good to add a little bit of movement to them so that it doesn't all appear too static. That could be a little bit of a pan or a zoom on the images, and if you are going to add that movement, it really helps if you take the keyframes and add ease in or ease out to them. That will just add the finishing touch, make the movement seem more natural and make your video look more professional. So let's have a look and see how that's done. In order to demonstrate this, I want to take 3 still images and animate them in different ways. So I'll select the 3 images and drag them onto my timeline. And we have them on the timeline there. I'm just going to press the backslash key, which will scale the timeline so that all of the clips are contained within it in this view. So let's look at the first one and let's start and animate that. So first of all, I'm just going to right click on all 3 of these and set them to the frame size. We need to enlarge them a little bit here in order to not have any bars at the right hand side. So that's the starting position for this particular image. And now what I want to do is zoom into it so that we're moving across the image and we're zooming into it at the same time. So I'm going to animate the position and the scale. I'm going to move to the end of that image and I'm going to increase the scale quite a bit and move the image across so that we're zooming in really on this part of the headboard of the bed. So that's that one done. Let's just have a look at how that works. Press space and we're zooming in really on the headboard of the bed. Taking the second one then, we're going to zoom out on this one. The first thing I want to do in this case is change the anchor point because I want to zoom out from this point on the image so that we move back as if we were moving back along the windows that are on this image. So I'm going to first of all then increase the scale on this image so that we're zoomed quite in and move the position right over to here. So we're starting at the far end of the windows. So I'm going to click on the stopwatch to animate both scale and position. I'm going to move to the end of that clip and I'm going to take the scale right back down almost as much as I can without losing some of the borders or losing some of the image at the edge of it. And that's really all that we need to do on that one. Let's see how that one works. So we're zooming back along the windows. That's fine. And on this next one then I'm going to rotate the image. So I'm going to first of all scale it up so that when we rotate it we're not getting any black borders around it. I want to just move it down slightly in order to rotate around that point in the image. Maybe just scale it down a little bit so that we can see all the pens that are on the image. And I'm going to change the anchor point to here so that we rotate around that point on the image. I'm going to animate the rotation at this point and I'm going to go to the end of the clip and I'm going to move the rotation to here. So let's see how that one works. Perfect. That's our 3 clips. So let's have a look at how they work together. Now that's all fine, but the motion is really a little bit jerky and blocky, and we can add a lot more professionalism to this by easing out and easing in the keyframes. So let's look at how to do that. So the simplest thing to do, we're on the first image here, and these are the first animated keyframes. I'm just going to drag over them and select them both, right click on them, go to temporal interpolation and choose ease out. Ease out means we're going to gradually introduce the motion as we move towards the next frame. I'm going to select the next keyframes and I'm going to choose temporal interpolation and choose ease in, which means that from the movement that's coming up to this keyframe, it's going to ease into the position gradually. Let's move to the next one and do the same with it. Choose these two keyframes, right click on them, temporal interpolation, ease out, and the last keyframe, temporal interpolation and ease in. And then we've got one more to do, and I'm going to do exactly the same to it. Ease out from the first one and ease into the second one. And we can have a look and see how that works. Now you see the movement is so much more smooth. It doesn't start off at its normal speed, but it eases into it and eases out of it at the end. Now if you want to make this even better, what we can do here is we can advance, and I'm using here shift and right arrow. That will advance 5 frames. I'm just going to take the first 2 keyframes and move them up to that point. I'm going to go using this little arrow to the second keyframe. I'm going to use shift and left arrow to move 5 frames to the left, and I'm going to move those keyframes out to there. Let's just go on to the next clip. Let's just go to the beginning, move forward 5 frames. Let's move them to here. I notice that that one is not eased, so I must have missed that somehow, so let's just fix that and ease it out. That's correct. So I'm going to now go to this keyframe, move back 5 frames and select that and move it up here. Then let's just go to the next one and finish with it. I'm going to go 5 frames forward, move the keyframe to the current position, and same again for the last keyframe, just move it to the 5 frame earlier point. And now let's look at our 3 images. Now the transitions between them are much better, and the whole section looks much more professional and smooth. So that was a really quick and easy method just to make all your transitions of still images look better and more smooth. So I hope you found benefit in that. So if you've enjoyed this video and benefited from it, then please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell and you'll be notified of the new videos as they're uploaded. I'm going to post a new video each week covering Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, Photoshop and Lightroom. So if you're interested in learning about these projects, then please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell and get a new video every week.